Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our second series of podcasts, our plug-in podcast. I'm joined by Peter again. Uh, very happy to have you here again. Today's topic is about car audio plug and play frequently asked questions. So Peter and I will try to talk about the topic of plug and play. So Peter, do you think plug and play is suitable for all cars?
Yes, uh, there are many different plug and play connectors nowadays
Mm,
that are suitable for all different cars.
mm,
A specific connector for a specific car model.
mm,
So it's readily available now,
mm,
and hence most of these DSP amplifiers
mm,
and even the speakers
mm.
are compatible and readily available to be plugged in.
I see. What about slightly older cars? Where they don't necessarily have the complexity or these high technology like some of these recent cars. Do you think it's worthwhile for them to have this plug and play solution?
Yes, because it's so convenient nowadays,
Mm,
and these connectors will date back all the way to 2005, 2010 type of cars. You also have these connectors
mm,
available
mm,
for the older generation of cars,
mm,
all right, even as long as 20 years ago.
mm,
And because these DSP amps and speakers, they make it so easy
mm,
to be integrated,
mm,
and hence when you upgrade an older car,
mm,
all right,
mm,
you can still use the plug and play,
mm,
and it's
mm,
very convenient to be
mm.
plugged in.
Okay, so what do you think the main benefits of or the main selling point of these plug and play solution?
Okay, the main benefit is the reduction of the number of components
Mm,
to do better audio in the car.
okay,
Okay, that's first.
yeah.
Used to be we have at least two amplifiers in the car
Mm,
and a lot of RCA cables running around.
mm,
But because nowadays the main player
mm,
comes with the car,
mm,
it's very suitable to be used already.
mm,
We don't get to even change the main player.
mm,
You cannot change it,
mm,
and hence to get better sound in the car, amplifier and DSP
mm,
will be added into the car lah.
mm,
So and hence the ability to easily integrate this item
mm,
into the car,
mm,
and less of all these amplifiers all consolidated into one,
mm.
and the tunability of it by us plugging our laptops in and making it sound good. That is the main selling point, for
Mm.
us to do it.
I guess there are some other benefits as well, isn't it? Because traditional setup normally it would take a few days, right, to do. I mean,
Yes,
full customization and
yes,
fabrication would take you
yes,
days.
yes.
But how long do you think to have these plug
Typically within a day,
within a
half
day?
a day to within a day, including the tuning,
Mm,
then we'll get the job done
I see. So it's actually a lot faster as well.
a lot faster.
So and of course less complex of a installation.
Yes,
Because I remember back then, whenever we see cars being installed, it feels, I don't know. I mean, as a car owner myself, to see my car being ripped off
yeah,
the way
yeah,
it's being done before,
yeah,
it's a bit of a heartache, lah,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is I'm sure everyone can understand this,
yeah.
But okay, so who do you think should seriously consider these sort of solution? What kind of people, what kind of car owners should really consider this particular solution?
Well, firstly, for those who want better audio in the car, okay, and if the car is you're concerned that the car has got a lot of technology in it, a lot of especially EV cars, or the cars, the higher end cars, that you feel that you don't want to take everything out and change, this is a perfect solution. Just plug it in with the correct connector, okay, for that car model, tune it, and you will get much better sound
I
that
see.
way. Or even on the lesser car that is not as complex, for example, maybe a Myvi, you can still consider it, of course, because with the ease of installation, there will be reduced pricing as well, lower cost, all right, with very effective results.
So I guess the one of the benefits are also cost saving.
Yes,
I guess you don't have to buy so many items by just getting one item to replace all these, but you actually save some money, right?
yes, yes,
So just to put it in a more concise manner, the main benefits of plug-in system is, of course, time saving,
yes,
right? And of course, cost saving as well. And
yeah,
then, and it's a lot simpler system to deal with. Not, not forgetting the performance, or not at a not at the expense of good sound, right? You still can get a pretty good sound from this particular uh, solution, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, I just want to talk about more about this DSP, because a lot different people will have different interpretation of this particular uh, term, right? Um, it, what do you think, or how do you think DSP has played a role in this particular solution?
Okay. First thing, the DSP stands for Digital Signal Processor.
Yes.
And nowadays,
Mm.
a digital signal processor for our car audio,
Mhm.
it's normally we will mate it together with the amplifier built-in.
Mm.
Okay. And normally these amplifiers come in a variety of channels.
Mm.
So you got 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. Okay. For the more complex original system with many speakers, you would use a DSP M with more channels. Okay. Now, the digital signal processor then allows us to fine tune the sound, or rather a la carte the sound for that listener. Okay, so if the stock original system is not so dynamic, like what I've explained in the previous podcast,
Mm.
we can use that DSP and tweak it and change the sound of that's coming out from the speakers to be more dynamic. And also, because when we add in a DSP, it comes together with added amplification, so the amplifier will help a lot
I
in
see.
driving the speakers.
Uh, I always see you working on your laptop, right?
Mm,
Because
mm,
I guess sometimes people don't quite know what exactly you're doing with your laptop, with it
right,
being connected to the DSP. Can you explain
right, right.
how and what is this process that you're doing?
Okay. Now, firstly, why do we need to tune?
Yeah.
Uh, you see, the speakers are in the car is very close to your ears.
Mm.
Okay, and the speakers are in a small cabin, and there is a lot of reflections in the car from the car speakers.
And you can do it with the DSP?
The DSP then allows us then to tone down some of these reflections based on certain frequencies, so that the overall frequency spectrum will sound a lot more natural.
Mm.
It is like you singing in the bathroom, but then you would tweak your voice to sound natural in the bathroom without changing the bathroom,
I see.
meaning you don't need to change the car environment, but rather tweak the audio from the speakers to suit that environment.
Okay, I just want to add on about this particular um, DSP, digital signal processing bit. Um, I also feel that there is a lot more complexity involved, isn't it? I don't think it's so simple to tune,
Yeah.
right? Because you need
Yes.
to understand
Yes.
that there is X amount of complexity with the DSP,
Yes.
right? Because
Yes.
I've seen when you work on a laptop, I've seen a software, a
Yes.
particular software. You need to know how is it to
Yes.
achieve a certain sound in the
Yes.
car,
Yes.
and not just to achieve a certain sound, but to address certain problems as well, right, in the
Right.
car,
Right.
because the DSP actually allows you to do that, to pick up some of these faults, sound faults in the car, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So,
That there are many tools within the DSP
mm,
that allows us to go target certain areas where we hear that it doesn't sound as natural,
mm,
or the stock system.
mm.
Okay, they over or under emphasize certain frequencies, and hence we can go fix it and tweak it so that it sounds more pleasant. No.
Okay, so in the market nowadays, we have, I mean, this is just for as a reference to our listeners and viewers. You have all kinds of pricing on these
Yes.
DSPs and all these plug and play solutions, speakers and DSP together. How how is it that of course we have very expensive plug and play solution as well. How how does it com- how does it, I mean, what's the difference between, the slightly cheaper ones against a slightly more expensive plug and play? I mean, as a installer yourself, because I'm pretty sure you have installed these particular
Yes.
solution at all price points.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just share with the viewers and listener, how does it differ?
Okay. Um, to be fair,
Hmm,
a cheap DSP will be better than not having one at all.
I see.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm,
Having a DSP is better than not having one at all,
hmm,
because that allows us as the installer a tool and a means to tweak the sound.
hmm,
Now, where does the more expensive DSPs come in would be the refinement in the sound, the number of channels, okay, and the extra tools within the more expensive DSPs, um, that allows us to do signal changing. Let's say, for example, a BMW, it has the original amplifier already has a certain predetermined sound within that amp.
hmm.
We need to take that sound and neutralize it. So on the more expensive DSPs, we have tools that allows us to neutralize that sound that's coming out from the original amplifier, and then only finally we tune. The cheaper DSPs, they don't have that ability for us to do that change neutralization of the original sound. See,
I see. More like a correction
yes,
of source or signal,
yes,
right,
yes,
into
yes,
your.
yes, yes.
Any other features a more expensive system would have compared to
A
the
more
slightly more
expensive
budget ones?
DSP, I would say, also stability and long-term usage also, because the cheaper ones, because they are really cheap,
Hmm,
they may not be built to last, okay, and the power output may not be as consistent as the more higher-ended ones.
I see. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, the last section of these podcasts, we want to debunk some myths about plug and play system. I think the first and foremost is the warranty issue, right?
Mm,
I think we all struggle with that. As a first time buyer, we always think that if I want to install a car audio system, even if it's a plug and play, would it void the warranty
okay.
of the car?
Because it is plug and play, okay, the connectors are exactly the same as the original car's connectors. And hence, when we unplug it from the car system, we will be mating it back to the original connector. And hence, we do not cut any wires. We don't need to even splice any wires. And because of the size of this DSP-M now, these are not that big. Okay, it can be easily hidden within the car. All right, and even if you want to return it back to original, just unplug, and no one will even know that you have ever installed the DSP in the car.
I think that is a
Yeah.
very valid point
Yeah.
because to have it removed
Yes.
at ease is
Yes.
very important because
Yes.
if at all it pose a problem with any car manufacturer, we can at least remove that particular
Yes.
DSP,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I think that actually saves a lot of
Yes.
worries.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then of course the next myth that we want to debunk is how is this plug and play solution or setup better than the traditional setup? Because we know that plug and play means original placement of speakers. How is it going to sound just as good as the traditional setup? Where
Okay.
fabrication and customization
Well,
of speakers.
I would say the traditional way where you would customize the pillar for the speakers to be there, that I would say would be going into a more serious type of listening. You want to take your sound system up very higher level, but that means having to modify the pillars and doing some sort of fabrication to the car. Okay, and some people don't like it because it blocks the view of the driver when you're looking out to the corners of the car. So this DSP system, if because of the tools that are available in the DSP, we can still tune the speakers in the original location, okay, to a much better level than before. Obviously, all right.
So I mean, what you're saying is there is still a limitation to plug and play setup. It will never or it can it's not to say never, but it probably won't sound as good as the traditional setup.
Okay. Well, the traditional setup, I would say, yes, it's better if you do it the traditional way. But with the plug and play setup, even with the speakers in the factory locations, it will appeal to at least 95% of the consumer already.
I
It's
guess
good
that's
enough
true. That's true.
for that level of listening.
I see.
Okay.
I guess some customers don't even want to consider doing all these customization to the car, right?
Yes.
Because it involves a lot of aesthetic change,
Yes.
which not many people can accept.
Yes.
I guess that's the difference with plug and play and traditional.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the closing stages of our podcast. We would like to answer a question we got from our first podcast from Mr. Azim. And he said, Bang, kalau kereta lama macam kereta saya, sesuai ke main sound system padu? I guess, you can give it a go and try to answer.
Okay.
I guess, sound system doesn't discriminate different cars, whether it's
Yes.
old or new, right?
A good sound system can live in any car.
Yeah.
You don't need to say that if the car is really old, why not put a good sound system in there? There are people who would rather not change the car.
Yes.
And use an older car, and with that money saved from changing to a new car, they take the money and invest in a car audio.
Actually, it's true because we have seen
Yeah.
many old cars
Yes.
with very expensive systems done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to answer Mr. Azim, yes, boleh. Memang boleh. Kalau nak main sound system yang padu, memang boleh.
Yes.
Tapi kena jumpa Mr. Peter ni lah at Fleet's Car Audio. I would like to say thank you to Peter for joining us again in our second podcast. And if you like our little chit chat, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys in the next series. Bye bye.